This is day 3 of photo boot camp series. Here I've taken this morning. It's just simply a wall with a electrical outlet, but this here I like to clone it from a wall next to it, so it'll be gone. So in effect, what you want to do is go to this tool here. I know it's hard to see, but it's called a clone tool, and you just click on it and make sure the opacity is 100%. Brush, you want to try to avoid the sharp edge here, so I usually use something like this. And then the size is right now it's way too big, so I like to just bring it way down, and this is gonna be even smaller, so bring it down, and then get a background that you want to copy over. So you simply just left click with the mouse and the control, left click and control key, and then just copy the area you want, and then go over to the area that you want to cover up and just left mouse click, and that's very close, and that's essentially gone. I think you can go ahead and repeat all the others, but I think for me this one I think I'll just stop it here just as a quick demonstration. So what you want to do is overwrite the file, this file. So right now we'll just go back, and this is the file that has not been saved with overwritten. So we'll just go back to the GIMP, and then we'll just go ahead and file, overwrite, and then 100% and export. So now we'll go back to the GThumb viewer, and then it'll be gone. So it's essentially is gone now. So that's how I use clone tool. Now this next picture I want to demonstrate a layer mask function in GIMP. So first thing what we want to do is make a duplicate. So Control Shift D will make a duplicate, and then we want this top layer to turn black and white. So what I want to do, end result I want to do, is have a black and white except for this green pin, cloth pin here. So we can accomplish that. First what we need to do is turn this top layer black and white. So we'll go to desaturate and desaturate, and then it turns black and white, and we want to give it an OK. So now it's black and white. End result though, we want to block out the black and white except for this area and let the original green show up. So what we want to do is here right click and then add layer mask, and we want the white layer mask. So white layer mask will just pass through or show the complete black and white. So we want this area of the screen to turn black, so the black will block out this and then let the green show up. So what we want to do is click this and make that active, and then go to brush tool, and we want the black to be active, and we want 100%, and then we want the brush to have a hard edge because we want the clear distinction between green and black and white area, and then have a reasonable size so of the brush. So right now it's and then we can just go ahead and we want the largest here. We'll just start in bracket, so you can make it a bracket, make it large, and you can already see it works, the black area. So we'll just go ahead and make it large, and then this hat is black hat, so it's okay just to go ahead and then we want this edge, this left edge, as near as possible. So we'll just go ahead and click with a mouse, and then you'll see that it seems to and just drag it to the area that you want. So we'll just go near the intersection point here, and then so this dark area actually will not show much the green. So and then what we can do is control and the scroll bar will make it image larger, so you'll have a finer control. So we'll just make it come to the middle, and then we want the circle to be smaller area, so we can just left bracket will make it smaller. So it's getting pretty good. So here these are pretty much straight line here all the way down. So what we can do is just go ahead and click left mouse, and I think it's the shift that makes that, and go down to area, shift, and I think this is the edge where it's gonna be pretty close, and then click again. See, and see that it makes it pretty quick. So here we'll do the same. We'll click it here first with a shift, and then go all the way down while shift is being pressed, and then it's gonna cover up the area that we don't really want. So but let's just go ahead and fill this in first, and just drag it where you want it. Okay, now what we want to do is make a finer control. So control again. So let's just go ahead and here and blow this up. So what I want to do is just go ahead and demonstrate how you can have even finer control. So right now this is black and white. It causes black color, and we want a little smaller. The arrow is a little smaller. Okay, yeah, brackets so smaller. And what we want to do is just go ahead and for demonstration purposes, just go over the here, because that's been leaking through. So what we can do is go ahead and convert this into white again, and then just go pretty close to the crevice there, and then click, and you notice that it makes it much more cleaner. So just to demonstrate how you can go ahead and reverse. So and then now I've continued on with getting the rest of the color back here. So now what we want to do is just go ahead and make this one layer. So you can go ahead and click on the left click on the top layer, and then you're going to get this these choices. What you want to do is just merge down or new layer. I think new layer from visible. Well, we'll just use the merge down, and then right, and then let go the left the right button. So then you've combined all the layers. So now we want this layer to be saved. So you go to File and Overwrite. So right now let's take a look at before overwrite. We have this. So you have this color, blue color of the ocean and so on. So we're going to go back, and then we're going to overwrite GIMP from the GIMP, and we're going to overwrite and then export. And then now we can check the original file, and you can see that this is the result that we wanted. Okay. Now next I want to demonstrate how to convert it into black and white photo. I've already demonstrated using G thumb, but that's, although it's very quick, it doesn't really have much latitude in what area you want to have a control, more of a control. So let me just demonstrate. So here is an image. Obviously it's color. First thing what we want to do is go to colors and then desaturate and desaturate again, and we're gonna give it an OK. Now next is what we're gonna do is duplicate this, Control Shift D, and then now you can see that this is actually in a normal mode. What we want to do is convert this into soft light. So we just go ahead and click on this arrow here and go down to soft light. So right here, so we just click here, and then you can see that it's been the black and white has been rather accentuated. Now we can really have a much finer control by going to paintbrush tool, and then make it black is fine, and then we want the brush to have a softer edge. So I usually just go this here, and then we want the size to be large, so you can just drag this left mouse click and all the way to maybe about 3000, which would be huge. So we can use the brush and make this black, have a black tint over it. So what we can do, go ahead and just make it a little significantly black, all of it. So you just go all over, and so you can do it again, but this so here it is rather black. But now what we want to do is give it a X, just tap on the X key, and you're going to see that this reverses. So now it's going to be white. But now what I do is, generally in my experience, I make it around 30 to 40 opacity. So 37 is fine, and then it makes it much lighter, so grossly. So now you can see that it's actually has much more gradation now. So now what you may want to do is make one area more darker or more lighter, for example. So you can go ahead and give it a opacity, but for finer control I usually go much lower now. So we want a little bit 13 so is fine, so 10 or 13 around that area seems to work pretty well. Now this area with the circle is too large, so what we want to do is make it as much smaller. So that's too small. So what I want to do is just make this area slightly lighter to match this area. So we'll just go ahead and go like that and go like this. So you can see that you actually have a much better control. So if more you go over, the stronger the effect. So now similarly you can go ahead and go back to the black again by hitting the X key. It's going to reverse, and then opacity, yeah, is fine. The brush size seems to be reasonable, and you want to make this area slightly more pronounced black. So we'll just go like that. It's pretty subtle at this point, and we'll make the size a little smaller with a smaller bracket. So the left bracket key, press on it, and the circle becomes smaller. And then because the edge is fairly soft, we can just go ahead and just go a little over like this for finer control. It gives you an idea of what you can do, is just for a quick demonstration of using a soft light. So now you want this to overwrite the original file. So what you want to do is just click on the left mouse click and go down to merge down is fine, and makes it a single, and then go to a file. And before we save it, let's just take a look at the original file. So this is the original file as it is. Okay, now we've converted using GIMP, and then we want to go ahead and file, and then overwrite, and then export. Now we're going to go back to the original file, and you notice that this is done properly. Okay. This next image, what we want to do is add a frame around it. So and for this technique to work, you need to make sure that you've installed a GMI, let's see, filters, GMIC plugin when you install the GIMP. So make sure you've done that, and then what you can do is just do what I do generally is go to filters, and then go to GMIC, click, and then you're gonna get this new smaller window, and I usually go to the frames, and then regular, and then it's gonna show you the frame around as it's as a default. So what you may want to do is, for example, you can go ahead and look at the color of black. You can certainly reverse it, so let's just reverse it. So click on the color, and we'll go ahead and pick out a white, and then pick out this color, and then we can you can pick a color, and since it has a touch of red in it, we'll just go ahead and pick this this color, and then OK, and then you can see that it's significantly changed. So that's the idea, and you can change the height, so you can make it a little smaller height wise, for example, and that looks seems to be pretty good, and we'll just go ahead and apply it, and OK. So now we can see that this picture that I've taken this morning has a nice frame, white frame in this case. So that's how you quickly make a frame in GIMP. This is what I do generally using GIMP when I do a simple photo editing using Puppy Linux. So we go to file again, and then overwrite the file, because right now this is the file that does not have a frame. So that's on GThumb when we are viewing it in the GThumb, and then now we're going to go ahead and export from GIMP into GThumb. So it's exported, and we're going to go back again to GThumb viewer, and now it has a nice frame.